Well, folks, this week Tesla dropped some big news in the world of vehicle autonomy, and whether we like it or not, they kind of set the tone for what the rest of the industry is doing. So what does that mean for the future, for Rivian, for R2? Well, I don't have a crystal ball, but I do have some clues, so let's talk about it. The first big one that Tesla dropped is that FSD is moving to a subscription-only model on February 14th. Right now, you can buy it for $8,000, and there's actually an option that you can transfer that $8,000 purchase to a new Tesla if you happen to buy one. But it sounds like both of those things are going away. And the sentiment on this one is a little bit divided. It is kind of a bummer that you can't just outright purchase it anymore. But at the same time, $8,000 is a very high fee. And $99 a month actually ends up being cheaper in the long run for most people for the amount of time that they keep their car, because they would never end up paying off that $8,000 purchase with the subscription. So while I don't love them taking away the option for it, I can see the reasoning behind that. But there's much more to it. And this is where the next big one comes in. That $99 a month fee is not going to stay $99 a month. It's going to increase as soon as the unsupervised version of FSD starts rolling out. And this is where that $8,000 purchase might make a little bit more sense, because you know what you purchased it for and you bought it for that price, and it's going to stay that price forever. But with a monthly subscription, you don't have that assurance. It could change and will change. How much it will go up and when it will go up, we don't know, but we have been told it is going up. And the third and final announcement that Tesla made that really has pushed people over the edge is that on their Model 3 and Model Y vehicles, they're no longer including basic autopilot. If you're unfamiliar with Tesla terminology, they basically have their driver assistance broken up into three sections. First, they have traffic-aware cruise control. This is just regular cruise control that slows down if the vehicle in front of you slows down, and that's about it. Then there's auto steer or autopilot. This is basically where it will use traffic-aware cruise control for the speed and stay centered in the lane. It doesn't do lane changes, it doesn't do navigation, it doesn't stop at stoplights. It's just cruise control down the freeway or any road and staying centered in the lane. Then there's FSD that's on top of that, and this is what gets the most publicity. This is the full deal. Hop in the car, push a button, and it drives entirely for you as long as you're supervising it. They're getting rid of that free lane centering option. This is kind of a big deal because this is what Tesla is known for. It's been free in their vehicles basically since forever. And we've gotten to the point in the auto industry where even basic entry-level economy cars have lane centering built into them at no extra charge. And now we have Tesla that's known for their autonomy and being tech forward, and they've set the expectation that this is free for years, and it's gone. So essentially, if you're buying a new Model 3 or Model Y today, you're forced to either, one, subscribe to the $99 a month, or you don't get any lane centering at all, and it's just basic traffic-aware cruise control. So that has people reeling. And whether we like it or not, Tesla kind of sets the tone for the rest of the auto industry. And this could have some ripple effects. Maybe it will embolden other companies to start being more pushy about their subscriptions. It seems very increasingly unfriendly to consumers. And with Rivian pushing their Autonomy Plus platform soon and the auto industry as a whole moving towards more autonomy, what does this mean for the future? In order for Rivian to succeed as a company, the R2 needs to really sell well. And it's set to impress the masses. People are very excited about it. But they have to nail the autonomy part of it too. So this begs the question, what's the future? Well, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you for sure, but I can tell you where Rivian is at now, what's included for free, what's not included for free, and there are some clues about where they're going with this. So let's recap that. Here's what we know right now about the Rivian Autonomy platform. Autonomy Plus is launching at the beginning of February in just a couple of weeks here, and it will have a free 60-day trial, after which they're going to start charging $50 a month for it. This was very squarely targeted at Tesla's pricing because they know that the Rivian system is not at the level of FSD yet, so they can't charge the same price for it. So it's $50 a month, or you can do an outright purchase for $2,500. That one is a huge value when compared with the $8,000 outright purchase price. What's included with Autonomy Plus is universal hands-free and automatic lane changes. Some features that they've announced that are coming in 2026 is full autonomy on the freeway, meaning it will decide when to do lane changes for you, on-ramp to off-ramp, take interchanges, things like that. And they've also announced self-parking. All of this will be included with the Autonomy Plus umbrella, and that feature set will only grow as time goes on. Eventually, when they have their point-to-point self-driving system, it will also be part of the Autonomy Plus program. So what do you get for free with a Rivian? Well, every Rivian sold for now has all of the safety features that are included with the Autonomy Suite. We're talking about blind spot monitoring, cross traffic alerts, we're talking about lane departure warnings, and you also get lane centering on the freeway, hands-on lane centering, as well as your regular adaptive cruise control. And these will be free for the life of the vehicles that they're selling right now. So next to the competition, that's looking pretty good for Rivian. So what does that mean for the future of Rivian autonomy? What will it be capable of? What will they charge for it? Will it be monthly subscription only? And while I don't have the answers, I do have some clues and I can make some predictions. One thing that we do know is that Rivian really needs R2 to succeed in a big way. And I think they're pretty set to do that. People are very excited about the R2. And the final piece of that puzzle is autonomy. It needs to have a great value, especially at launch. And the system is certainly not the most capable on the market, but its capabilities are growing very quickly. They have their sights set on point-to-point, Rivian's version of FSD, very soon. Hopefully by the end of the year, we'll see. But whatever the timeline ends up being, we know that they want to price it very aggressively. That said, we also know that Rivian has put a lot of money into autonomy. Their executives have told us many times that the single largest business expense of Rivian has been developing their autonomy platform. And we're just now starting to see the fruits of that. There's a lot of platform improvements that are hopefully going to allow them to scale their autonomy very quickly. They've made their own custom processors. They're starting to put LiDARs in R2 coming at the end of 2026. They're greatly expanding the feature set. The truth is, they have a lot of expenses to cover. And my suspicion is that $2,500 for an outright purchase or $50 a month is simply not going to cover the amount of money that they've had to pour into the R&D for this platform. My assumption is that while they want it to be a good value, it's not going to stay at this price forever. As capabilities start to grow, they're going to be able to justify raising the price a little bit more. And honestly, I think they need to do this because between the small price and the small fleet size, they have very little hope of recouping the cost as it stands now. So it's going to have to grow. So hopefully Rivian handles this transition gracefully, and as capabilities grow and things get more expensive, they continue to provide good value options for owners. Perhaps they have different tiers of autonomy that you pay for, so that if you don't need as much capability, you can pay a lower price. Hopefully they continue to have full purchase options in addition to subscription options. All I know is it's very unlikely that it will change. But for now, if you want to get in early and get that $2,500 price, that's probably going to end up being the deal of the century. So fingers crossed they handle it gracefully. Those are my predictions. And stay tuned for more updates on this and some comparison testing with Rivian Autonomy. This is me driving, haha. Okay, we're doing this. We're here. Lock the doors. Man, that heat pump is going. You know what, I'm just gonna turn off climate control for a minute.